name again? What's your name? Todd, right. Hello, Todd.
His mum and dad drag him out at all of
Well, that's good that you go to go everywhere. Are you guys enjoying here?
Yeah, loving it.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Around the corner.
Oh really? Oh, that's a good. You live in a good place then. Right, if you could move back a bit, Todd, I'm going to swing these around. Could you move back a little bit?
Okay, if you're just joining us, we are down at Rock Walk, but I don't know if the light's going to be. Oh, here we go. This is nice. We've got a juggler here. So I'm here this evening because Torquay Council have organised a fun event. Just let these people go by for the official opening of the Ligjtplay show on Princess Gardens, which known to locals usually as Rock Walk. So this is quite impressive. So there are jugglers down here, there have been drums, lots of families have come down despite the horrible weather. And we're going to take you for a walk backwards and forwards to show you how Torquay Council have spent some of the money from the new town fund to refurbish the lights going up the cliff face and a long rock walk. These are magic wands apparently. I hope that you can see in the dark, 'cause it's quite hard to film. But there are big crowds down here. Lots of families with children. And these new light poles have just been installed, and they cast shadows on the ground, which the children are enjoying finding all the way along Rock Walk. So we're going to have a wander up and down. They're inspired by the seaweed collector Amelia Griffiths, who was in the 1800s, who was one of the first women scientists in the UK, who made her life's work collecting seaweeds and identifying the different genus of seaweed, including a red seaweed, which is named after her, Griffithsii. So here we are. For those of you who don't know the area, we're on just opposite Princess Theatre on the seafront, and I'm going to take a walk along and show you, if you can see, all the children have got lights, and I'm told that there's some wicked elves down here. This is walking towards the Stairway to Heaven, it's been labelled, which has been here for about 12 years, but Torquay Council have refurbished it and it's now got new lights, plus this grotto. And these are one of the new light columns which cast shadows on the ground. Opposite Princess Theatre, behind, the main road running along. So the whole theme of the Rock Walk is Ligjtplay. They've worked with Torquay Museum, and the designs are based around seaweed and the collections of William Pengelly, who was the man behind the setting up of the museum. So this is the bottom of the so-called Stairway to Heaven. So I'm going to take a walk up here, but I might get a bit puffed out. During the day, this makes an amazing place to come and look out over Torquay and over Torquay. And I've now put in these graduated orange and yellow lights. They used to be turquoise and green. I'm trying to go slowly because I will get too puffed out to talk, but it's an amazing vantage point when you get to the top. So this is the stairway going up now. And the event at the bottom, there's a robot, there are jugglers, drummers, lots of people and lots of children carrying lights around and getting very excited. Most people are going quicker than me going up here, so I can't do going upstairs and talking. So here we are, about halfway up now above the Princess Theatre, the main seafront road, Pier Point restaurant down there. The Grand Hotel is lit up pink on the other side of the Torquay Sands. So the idea behind this is that this refurbished rock walk links two halves of the seafront. There's the Torquay Sands development at one end. I'm getting puffed out. And that has lots of restaurants and bars and has been a huge success. And then people will be able to walk along Rock Walk, see the lights and get back towards the harbour at the other end, which again is full of restaurants and bars and nightclubs. So the harbour is more of the nightlife scene, and Torquay Sands has got lots of restaurants and bars. So here we are, the lights going up and up and up here. I probably should have done this bit coming down. Just a bit of a dark patch in the middle here, so you probably can't see anything right now. But there are the lights again at the other end, going up to the platform. So there is now new festoon lighting the whole way around Torquay Harbour, around the seafront, along the pier, all the way around the seafront. And tonight they've left it red, yellow and orange to match in, I think, with this stairway, which you can see down that way. We've just walked up. Now we're going up further to Rock Walk platform, properly known as Princess Gardens, but I've always known it as Rock Walk.
Renee, come on.
There's more steps and lights go across that way, and then here at the top there are these columns of light which were there about 11 or 12 years ago but weren't working for a while, and they've now been refurbished and fitted with new lights. So it's all looking very, very nice. Oh, looks like there's some talk going on up here.
When Pengelly found out, he secured with great speed the permits, permissions and men he would need to excavate Windmill Cave. Scientific, precise! With skeptics and clergymen there at his side. Inside that cave, so long hidden from sight, was a perfectly preserved floor of calcite. Carefully removed, and there lain beneath were flint tools amongst the bones and the teeth of cave lions, hyenas, and on what they'd been feeding, animals absent from the Garden of Eden. All the party agreed it was the proof
So
William needed.
this is a poet up here who's telling a poem about William Pengelly, who excavated Kent's Cavern, which is the site of the first known humans in this country. They found pieces of jawbone which are from the earliest human.
Well, thank you for that. But Pengelly's story does not finish there. He went on for another on the back of that success and of definitively proving that humans had lived with these extinct animals. He went on to excavate Kent's Cavern for 15 years. 3 strong men, 1 really hard-working donkey called Topsy, and they recovered almost 80,000 artefacts, and he was instrumental in disproving that chronology that the Bible had us believe, that the Earth was only a few thousand years old. Now, if you want to know any more about that, I suggest you head to Kent's Cavern, where someone like me will take you around the caves and tell you all about it. But in the meantime, I am going to pass you over to Rich, who is going to tell you a little bit about the geology of the bay. That's all right?
Can I ask
Thank you for your ballad.
a quick question?
So that was a ballad, apparently not a poem.
Windmill Hill Cave.
So William Pengelly and Amelia Griffiths, their designs have been used in these new light show. We're going to go back down now and go and meet some of the other people who are performing along the bottom. So yes, some of Torquay's most famous scientists have been honoured here, William Pengelly and Amelia Griffiths, who was known as the Queen of Seaweed. I've become a bit obsessed with her because I've been reading about her. Because I've lived in Torquay all my life, and I'm interested in history, and it's the first time I've ever heard about her this week. And yet she was one of the first scientists, female scientists in this country, responsible for cataloguing seaweed for the first time, and she has a type of red algae named after her. But because she was a woman, she didn't ever publish anything in her name, although all the male scientists at the time were paid homage to her and used her work in their work, and did pay tribute to her, but she didn't ever publish in her own name. She wasn't even allowed to join Torquay Museum when it started at first. They said she could be an associate member, but she refused until they let her become a full member, which they did a few years later. And Torquay Museum was started by William Pengelly of Kent's Cavern fame, who the balladeer was just telling us about. So here we go, back down the stairway of light, which is lit up like this the whole way down. Sorry, I'm just trying to attach this microphone. There we go. So I don't know how much you can see in the dark. I'm hoping this is useful, but it's a rainy night, and not as many people obviously turned out as might have done, but there are quite a lot of children and people at the bottom, and they're selling wands for the children, and the children are very excited in running around in the dark and enjoying all the lights. And as I was saying earlier, that the idea of this is to link the two sides of Torquay seafront. I'll turn and let you see this lovely, wonderful stairway that I've just been walking down and didn't see on the way up. I'm going to go on down a bit further because there's a robot down here. and I'm told that there are 2 naughty elves, but I don't know if we'll get to find them. So here's the lights on the steps all the way down and all the way up behind me. I can hear drumming somewhere now. So yeah, this is going to link up Tor Abbey Sands at one end with restaurants like Pierre Bistro, and yeah, there's about 6 or 7 different restaurants at that end of the seafront. We're now in the centre where the Princess Theatre is. And it will link up to the harbour and the nightlife on the other side. And these are the columns of light which throw shadows on the ground. That's actually a shadow here, so I'll put my hand in front of it. Don't know if I'll be able to. In the wrong place, yeah. So it throws shadows and creates patterns. And these are the columns of light. There's always somebody who's not happy. Somebody said they look like speed cameras because they're yellow during the day, but they are really beautiful at night. And there's a whole series of these, and each one throws down a different shadow. The rocks are lit up. The butterfly here, and the whole thing is called Ligjtplay. This is another one of the beautiful columns. I think they're really, really, really beautiful. This has been paid for out of the Town's Fund, which was awarded to the council earlier this year. I'm coming from the wrong direction because it's looking that way. As you can see, a seahorse shadow being thrown down from this column of light. And there are drummers up at this end. Another of the shadows on the ground coming down from another one of the columns of light. It is raining, so it's nice that people have just ignored the rain and come out anyway. Lots of people seem to be enjoying it.
Would you like me to go the other way, love? I'm a bit nervous there. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Oh, I'm very well. My name's Paganus. I'm the god of the gardens,
Oh, lovely.
and this is my friend Sage.
Hello, Sage.
And we're having a lovely night out. I made sure it rained for you all because the garden's a bit dry.
Oh, good. Are you made out of seaweed?
No, I'm all manner of greenery, including seaweed, but mainly things from the garden.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, mossy. That's me. That's what you call me, innit, mate? Yeah, I know.
Lovely. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. And Merry Christmas. There's a robot here that's got a water pistol and is squirting the children, which they're liking. They're all waving at him. They're not sure whether they're frightened or happy. This is the drumming. So we're at the moment, if you can hear me, we're at the harbour end of Rock Walk, and I'll just walk back along so you can see. Oh, here goes the robot. We'll follow him maybe for a bit. So for people who've just joined us, this is the event that's been organised to mark the opening of the new Rock Walk light. The green man has disappeared into the bush. I don't think you can see him. It's too dark.
See you? Hey, that lady's got a strawberry on her head. Look at that.
Hey! He's got you!
I've got to admit, I've got no idea how this robot works. He's just squirting me though. I'm going to walk alongside him as he walks along. Here we go.
There's the robot! Mommy's gonna get you wet! I know, we're running away! Look, he's back!
If you've just joined us, sorry about the chaos. This is the event being organised by Torquay Council to mark the opening of the Ligjtplay light show with these columns of light inspired by some of Torquay's historical figures. William Pengelly, who was the founder of Kent's Cavern and Torquay Museum, and Amelia Griffiths is one of the first women of science, who was pretty unknown in her lifetime and still I think is quite unknown. But so this in the middle, I walked up here earlier, I got very out of breath, but this is the steps that goes up to the top. That's been refurbished. It's been there for a while, but there's a new light show going up there. That's a good place during the day to look down across the bay, and even at night. There are now new festoon lights all along the whole of Torquay seafront and around the harbour. It's quite dark in the middle here, but that's the Princess Theatre, so you know where we are if you're not from Torquay. Looking back towards the theatre and then looking out towards the pier out there. And Pier Point restaurant is there. So there are all sorts of fun and games being organised for the children this evening. Jugglers and clowns and puppets and a robot. And these are quite clever. I don't know if you can see in the rain, you can see the light coming down here, and it casts shadows on the ground. I think this is a type of seaweed, but I'm not sure. And the posts have all got cutouts and lights and look really stunning at night, although during the day, because they're yellow, somebody has said they think they look like speed cameras, which I don't think is very fair, but so this is Rock Walk, which has always had when I was a child, it's always lit up at night in many colours, so this is harking back a bit to those days. Sorry, it's a bit dark in some of the middle sections, and it is raining quite heavily now. Another one of the shadows coming down. Show you what it's like. You can see the light there, and then it casts a shadow down on the ground. And it sort of sparkles. So it's really nice. And the idea is that it will link both ends of the seafront. I'm going to walk up because there are lights up on the cliffs at the other end, although it's a little bit dark in this little bit. Another one of the light posts along here. And the festoon lighting, which changes colour all the time. Today it's just reds, yellows and oranges, the same as the steps going up. So this is Torquay seafront. This is Princess Gardens, we're looking across that. And the new Ligjtplay show has been unveiled to link up to the two ends of Torquay seafront, from Torquay to the harbour. Another one of these lovely posts here, and its shadows on the ground. It is raining quite hard now, but still really beautiful. So I'm not sure whether people like what they see or don't like it, but I think it's been really well done actually. And this is where the cliffs are lit up. And the shadows on the ground, and the posts, and the lights lighting up the garden. Which looks really effective at night. So we're looking up now towards Iguana's Pier Point and Disco Lounge and Torquay. So not many people out tonight because of the rain. But, yeah, we just came down to show you what it looks like if you haven't been down here yet at night. So this is Colleen Smith for Devon Light. Oh, somebody's saying it looks lovely. That's nice. So I think it looks nice as well. It's quite understated. When I was a kid, it was all multicoloured lights, and as a child, I thought they were lovely. They were all pink and purple and red and orange, and they lit up all the plants. And because of work to repair Rock Walk, because it was become dangerous and rocks began to fall, they had to remove lots of the plants, and they put in much more modern style of planting, which looked quite bare for a while, but now it's looking really beautiful. It's begun to get re-established after a few years of looking a bit empty.
Look, they made like shadows.
There's lots of people who come down with the kids tonight, and they're really enjoying all the rain, all the lights. I think this is a type of seaweed, but one of the children just said that it looks like reindeer horns. So it's really firing the kids' imagination, and they're loving it. Okay, this is Colleen Smith for Devon Live. Good night.